Friday, January the 7th, 2016, a huge bushfire roared down from the Darling Scarp and right into the middle of the little town of Yarloop. 166 buildings were burnt to the ground. A national treasure, the workshop's museum, was among them. Tragically, 2 people also lost their lives in the firestorm that hit the town. This video shows what the town was like before the fires and remembers the workshops that were so painstakingly restored and maintained. There is also footage of the town when we went back several years later to have a look at what remained and what had been rebuilt. Following is the article I wrote about the disaster. The timber houses spoke of a past involved in logging and timber milling, and the centrepiece of the town was the amazing Workshops Museum. A mill had operated on the site from 1895, and the workshops opened in 1901, the same year Australia became a federation. Millers, the company operating the timber mill, used Yarloop as a centre of their operations in the southwest. With 26 mills across the area, there was a need for a centralised maintenance and production facility to look after rolling stock and manufacture machinery as needed for timber operations. The workshops operated until 1978, when a number of buildings were badly damaged by Cyclone Alby. By 1987, there were already moves to preserve and restore both the buildings and the associated milling machinery. On the 20th of June 1989, the project was incorporated as a not-for-profit organisation, and the museum became a unique piece of West Australian history. By the time I first saw the workshops in 2003, an army of volunteers had transformed the site from a group of run-down, damaged buildings into a world-class attraction. There were extensive displays of all sorts of milling equipment and unique features, such as the wooden patterns used to make moulds for the production of many types of cast metal machine parts. Attached to the museum was a cafe, and the whole complex was an astounding achievement. I always intended to return to Yarloop, take more pictures and more footage of the workshops. It wasn't until 2014 that I finally went back, but it turned out to be bad timing, as the museum was closed for the day. I did take the time to get more pictures of the attractive little town, but there'd always be time for another opportunity to come back and see the workshops again. Or so I thought. On Friday, January the 7th, 2016, the small West Australian town of Yarloop was engulfed by the perfect storm of bushfires. Conditions were just right, with tinder-dry countryside, high temperatures, and a strong easterly wind. Lightning strikes east of town had started the blaze, and within hours an evacuation warning had been broadcast to the residents of Yarloop. It was quickly evident that this was no ordinary bushfire. High winds drove glowing embers far in front of the advancing flames. Sadly, the little timber houses and buildings of Yarloop were right in the path of this raging monster. It was all over in a few hours, and in that time, most of the little town ceased to exist. Over 120 houses had gone, along with the heritage-listed workshops, the pub and many other buildings. Tragically, 2 elderly residents also perished as they fought to save their homes. All I can do now is hope that the community spirit, once demonstrated by the marvellous restoration and continued operation of the museum, can now be refocused to rebuild the town and repair the shattered lives of its residents.
Well, if it's not flashing, if it's not flashing, you can go.
now, Anthony. Look at them, they're new. We'll take a right here, and we'll just go around the block.
Right, yeah.
We'll just go around. A lot of them are brand new houses. Because the old place is all burnt down.
What, the whole place was burnt down?
Well, a lot of it. Not every place was burnt, but a lot of it.
I thought the main area where the post office was.
Yeah. They're all new.
Oh, this is nice one.
Post office and that was on the other side, I think.
Got caravan park here as well. So there's a caravan park. No loose,
Not sure.
I thought they would have one. Yeah, Yarloop post office. That was burnt also, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, it's a new one. The hall is no longer there.
This is where the workshops and that used to be.
So what do they have there? You want to go right up there?
Well, there won't be much left, I don't suppose. It was all in here.
Yeah, I know.
It's all gone.
So what?
This is the car park, and this is where all the front was. So this is where the workshops used to be. You can see the trains and that at the back, they're all burnt and rusty.
So what is right on top there, the building there? Yarloop something. What is it? Yarloop Fire Brigade.
Yeah, it's a shame. I was always going to come back and film those workshops. Shit. Never made it. I mean, this is such an open place, you can't imagine it.
Yeah.
You go down across there, across the railway, and see if there's something along there. I don't know if they got Danny here or not.
Like there wasn't much grass. I said, what?
I mean, it's so open. You'd think you'd be completely safe here. There's not many trees.
But then the embers, when they fly, they fly into each house. Not straight here. I think they fly, you know. Yeah, it's very open. Surprise. Are the trees all black? There, all these trees would have black bugs. Now where's a little yellow post office? These are all new. You have to go down and take photos.
Some of their old building there survived. Jeez,
Eh?
that little thing that used to be there. This survived.
Which one?
This one. This was here. Where they got a load? That's new.
Toilets.
See an old house next to a new house. That one survived, one didn't. Which one?
This way.
This way?
Public toilets.
Must be in here somewhere then.
Public toilet, eh? It's a community lah.
Yeah.
Community center here. So I think the public toilets